Hello YouTube, we are back with another redstone tutorial, and in today's video we are looking at a really small lamp stripe door. I'm not sure what it's called, what exactly it's called really, but it looks like a stripe and it's lamp, so I mean, lamp stripe. But I mean, Matu Seb actually challenged me to do this. So I accepted, and I actually beat him in another version of this, which if you do want to stick around for a more compact version, then you are welcome. At the end of the video I'll be just showing you how to convert it into the smallest possible version. But the smallest possible version is actually, it doesn't work 100% in bukkit, because there's two main reasons really. Because there's something on this side that will not work in buckets sometimes, and then there's also something on here which basically doubles the chance of it stuffing up in bukkit. But it's nothing too serious, since if you just press the lever again, or flick the lever again and then flick it off, it should work. Or I mean, it's still gonna be buckety, or not really gonna work fully in bukkit. So it might take a few times or a few attempts to actually make it work. But let's just focus on this one for now. So let's just see that. As you can see, it's pretty cool. And let's get with the tutorial. Now, the reason I haven't been uploading for the past week or so is because I've just had some real life stuff. So I went over the island actually, and for my granddad's birthday, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's basically why I couldn't do stuff there, is because I pretty much had background noise all the time, which was a bit of a pain. And the past few days I haven't been able to record because people also have been over. But I mean, now I can, so I'll be getting back into it, so it's going to be awesome still again. But as you can see, I've just been doing the layout here, and also, but basically what you want to do is you want to sort of make this shape on the bottom right here. So two pistons right there with a redstone lamp there, and then another sticky piston there, and then something like this as the other side right there. Well, my mouse is being weird again. And then for the other side, what you want to do is you want to have your 2 blocks there, and then have three sticky pistons right here. So one there, and then another one there. 2 blocks there, and then another block on top with a redstone block right there, and that will be powering this double when it's in the lamp, or basically it will be powering the lamp when it's in the position to get powered. And then what you want to do, basically, that's just a way of retracting it. But then for the top, what you want to do is you want to basically have 2 sticky pistons facing downwards right here, with a redstone block there, and then have a redstone lamp there, and then have your ceiling just like that. And then let's just get on with the wiring. So what you want to do for the wiring is basically have your input right here, and this needs to be on it needs to have a strong signal to it, but you can actually have a repeater going into there from here, so you can have a piece of dust right there if you want to have the input coming from that direction. But that's pretty cool, the way that works there. But then what you want to do here is you want to have a piece of redstone dust there, with a repeater down from it on 2 ticks, with a block up, and then a block to the side with a piece of dust there, and then have a repeater on 2 ticks right here in front of it, and then have your half slab right here with a piece of dust, and then disconnect the redstone from connecting, or disconnect the redstone. That's a bit weird to say it like that. But that's the double nearly done. All you got to do is you basically just gotta have the sticky piston facing down with a normal block there, and then have a block right there, so a sort of a diagonal there. And this needs to be like this for the sticky piston or like the double piston extender to work on the retraction, because as you can see, if we do it, this isn't actually getting powered. So what we can do to fix that is you want to have a torch there with a repeater on one tick going into this piston right there, and then that will just like not make it not stuff up when it's retracting, because if we didn't have that there, as you can see, it works there, but that doesn't really work like that. So we'll just do it again, and there you go. So that's that there shown. That's the hardest side, to be honest with you. And then what you want to do here is you want to have two pieces of dust going into a block, which will then be powering this piston right here. And then what you want to do is you want to have a a normal piston right here, and then have a sticky piston with a redstone block like that. Now, if you want to save on resources and have it a tiny bit slower, so like a one tick slower, all you got to do is you want to replace that, destroy that normal piston there, and then have a never mind. I was just being dumb, because that's there. So you actually have to have this normal piston there, sadly. But then what you want to do is you want to go from the top and then have a block up with a repeater on one tick, going into a block with a block down with a redstone dust on top of that block, and then have a block down with a dust on top of that. And that should be it. And as you can see, it works fine and dandy. But yeah, if you only want to see this, so you're not interested about like a like something that stuffs up in bukkit, and that was my alarm there, then thank you for watching this video. But if you are interested in the smaller version of this, then stick around and let's get to it. So basically what you want to do is you want to basically break all the redstone on this side, and then we'll start that over again. And also on this side, you want to change this into a half slab right here, and then have a piece of dust on top of that. And then the reason why this is doesn't really work well on bukkit is because we're basically just using buttered mechanics like that. Wow, I'm not doing words. I do not word. But yeah, so that's basically the reason why it's not really that great in bukkit. But if you're not worried about it being seamless, what you can actually do is just have a piece of dust right there. But I mean, that's really like desperate, so I'm not gonna do that. And I mean, it's not really the best solution ever. But then what you want to do is you also want to remove this the sticky piston, and then basically have it on this side instead of on the other side. It's not much of a difference, just that it basically makes it easier for it to actually work. So what you want to do now is you want to have a block up there with a piece of dust right there, and then instead of anything like that, you want to have a block here with a piece of dust on top of that, and then have another dust right there with a repeater on 2 ticks going into a dust right there. And then what you want to do is you want to have a torch on this side, so it's going to be like that, and then you can also just like turn it on. And then what you want to do is you want to have a hopper dropper falling edge monosable right here in this tiny space, and basically it's just going to work like that, except not with any of the derpy stuff there that I just did. And then what you want to do is basically just want to have it so that it will emit a output of 3, signal strength of 3. So basically I'm just using like a non-stackable item, which is basically just a sword. Not sure if snowballs will work because they're stackable up to 16, but I mean, you can try that if you want. But yeah, so that's basically that. And then for this bit right here, what you want to do is, alright, that's right. I was just looking at an image that I've done before. But what you want to do is you want to have a sticky piston facing down with a redstone block there, and then have a redstone block here, or any sort of power block. So you can have like a normal block or a solid block right there with a lever like that. But I'm just going to use a redstone block right there, and then have a block up from there, just like that, and then have a repeater going into that block there, which will then be bodying that, and that's it. Or should be it, at least. And as you can see, it's a little bit dirty. So it probably is directional in like this version, or this in this direction, I guess. So yeah, it's not the best, but also what you need to do is, instead of having this dust right here, you want to change it so it's right there, so it will then be powering this piston right there. And also you need to have a block up right there. But there's one last thing to do, and that is basically just to add a normal piston right there. And if I am not lying, it should be working. Now that's just directional, that bit right there, which is a pain, and I know it's a little bit cheaty, but it does work sometimes in Bukkit. So I mean, that's the door. If you got lucky with this directional bug, then GG. But a way to actually test if it will work in the direction you're facing in is basically just by copying this bit right here, which is basically just have a sticky piston with a redstone block there, and then have anything down here. You don't even need a block right there, and then have a half slab on top of there, and that's it. But so yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. But let's just see if this will actually work in that direction. No, but yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Rate, comment, and subscribe.